Yes, it is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso right here on S3. Welcome to it if you've just joined us. And we're going to talk about this because as we enter flu season, yep, we know it. It's that time of the year to gear up and understand the nuances of staying healthy. Now, joining us today is our trusted Dr. Anisa Vahed, who's also going to be answering some of your own questions. So if you have any question with regards to the flu season, flu vaccines, please log on to our socials and have a chat with us. Hello, Doc. Good morning.
Morning, guys.
Lovely to see you.
This is a very important topic because I think a lot of people are like, okay, do I need the flu vaccine? I get sick multiple times a year. Do I still need it?
Yeah, so with the winter season, we're seeing flu, and this is where everyone's starting to panic and get ready for all this upcoming illnesses. And the flu vaccine, it's safe. It's the first and most effective way to actually try and get yourself over the flu season. So we're trying to get everyone vaccinated as early as possible before the actual big season hits.
Yeah. When is the best time to start vaccinating? You said as early as possible,
Yeah.
right? But is it just leading up to the cold season, or can you do it like earlier? Or
So
what's the best to do?
We wait for the vaccine to come through because what tends to happen is it needs to be tailor-made for that actual flu season.
Okay.
So what happens is as soon as it's released out, that's when we're trying to get everyone vaccinated because it takes 2 to 3 weeks for it to actually start becoming effective in your body and protect yourself against it.
Right.
Okay. And for people pregnant, expecting mamas, is it safe for them or recommended for them to get the flu vaccination?
It is recommended. So anyone older than 6 months old should be getting the flu vaccine, especially our older generation, our pregnant people, but also anyone with chronic illnesses that's got cardiac lesions, heart issues, asthmatics, chronic lungs. We'd rather get everyone vaccinated. And even if you've got a family member with that, even with cancer or with any kind of immunocompromised system, anyone in the family that's exposed to someone in the household with that should be getting that vaccine to protect them against it.
Yeah. Look, we do know with the colder weather, I mean, there's a lot of germs out there causing havoc and all kinds of different things. And we're talking about the flu, yes, and the flu vaccine.
Yes.
But colds are just annoying.
Yes.
And they can be mistaken for flus depending on how severe it kind of gets.
Yeah.
How come there's nothing for a cold, like an injection?
So, flu vaccine protects against the influenza virus. The common cold has got millions of viruses. So if we look at just one typical kind of common cold, the rhinovirus, there's over 200 strains of that. And that's commonly mutating all the time. So to try and come up with a universal vaccine to protect against that, we're all chasing our bums. But it's also quite tricky. So we'd rather kind of target the ones that's causing more serious illnesses and trying to avoid the hospitalizations from those influenza viruses.
Rightio.
Keep the beds for those who really, really need it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Doctor, when it comes to, I mean, we're seeing it everywhere now. These IV bars are popping up.
Yes.
I personally am a big fan of getting my vitamins through
I've done it a number of times as well.
intravenous.
Yeah.
It is very effective, but when it comes to protecting your body against the cold and flu, or I probably shouldn't say cold, but just to support your immune system, how effective are those IV drips that people go
Because you
for?
also know that, I mean, it's almost like tailor-made, right? And the vitamins,
Yeah.
depending on your situation kind of thing.
So it's essentially putting a plaster on something. So the big thing is it's you feel better immediately because it's obviously gone in IV. But the big thing is you need to actually try and boost yourself up all the time. So you need to be consistent with it. So a lot of people that go for the IVs, they think, okay, cool, I'm sorted for the next 3-4 months. But you do need to actually be a bit more consistent, taking your multivitamins every single day and keeping up those stores in your body.
Okay.
The flu itself, I mean, yes, it's a common thing. We know it is a flu, but I mean, it can be dangerous.
Yes.
If you're not prepped. Are there certain age groups who would be more at risk of getting the flu? Because we know that the complications that can arise from having the flu can be quite severe.
Yeah. So for me as a pediatrician, our babies that's less than 6 months old are our hugest group. So they obviously don't have an immune system yet. They're still evolving and they can't get the flu vaccine just yet. So that's why we're trying to get our pregnant moms to actually try and get vaccinated. But it's also our older generation. They've got more of the chronic illnesses. Their immune systems are also quite struggling. So it's the kind of extremes, the youngest and the oldest that are the big.
eldest in between.
And how far in a woman's pregnancy is it safe for her to get the vaccine?
At any time.
At any time.
So it's rather, especially if we've got moms that are going to be having babies within the next 2-3 months, we say get that vaccine so you can build up that all those antibodies and build up your immune system. So when your baby is born, there is some kind of form of protection to protect that baby when it's born. Yeah.
All right. Sure. Fantastic information. Thank you very much. But you're not going to go anywhere. We still have a nice little chat coming up with you. So if you have any questions with regards to the flu vaccine, or should you not, why should you, let us know on social media. And Dr. Anisa's here. She's going to be answering all of your questions in a couple of minutes from now.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome to it. You tune into S3 on your Feel Good Breakfast show. And yes, we are continuing our discussion right now around the change of season and flu shots and the flu preparedness and readiness with Dr. Anisa Vahed. We're diving into some more strategies for staying healthy amidst the seasonal challenges. Dr. Anisa, welcome back. Lovely to see you. So just before we continue our chat, we just want to take a look at what some of you guys said on social media on our Good Morning post with regards to the flu vaccine and your thoughts. Tokozani come through, says, good morning, Expresso team. She says, as a person who suffers from sinuses, the flu shot doesn't help me much, but I will definitely take my sister and daughter to get one. I'm more home remedy person. Ginger, garlic, lemon, and honey. So that's Tokozani's go-to there. And let's see if we have another one there. Lesejo comes through, says, natural remedies and a quick stop at the pharmacy. You see why we do the pharmacy of the week as well. We know. And here we have another one, over-the-counter self-medication and natural remedies. So that seems to be quite a thing that people go to in terms of trying to, I think it's also trying to stay away from the whole antibiotic resistance kind of movement.
Well, I mean, antibiotics doesn't treat the flu.
Exactly.
So it is all about supportive care, doing kind of more kind of remedies, hydrating up.
Yeah, just a quick one. Janine says, I take my flu injection every year. That's a Janine. So that's interesting what you're saying right now, because a lot of people would go and, you know, it is to a point where people will almost like self-medicate.
Yes.
And they might have a course of antibiotics lying around. They would go that when they feel the flu, but in fact, you're doing more damage.
Exactly. And that's what we want to try and avoid, is actually try and not use antibiotics unnecessarily and rather get yourself assessed and make sure that you're not actually developing the serious complications of the influenza virus.
Absolutely. It's really all about building and strengthening the immune system throughout the process. I got to ask, is COVID still in the conversation?
It is. It is. So we are still seeing a bit of waves going on. It's not as high as it was 4 years ago, but we are finding that the variants are obviously changing up, but it's melting
Just
in
like
between.
the flu.
Exactly. And it's going in between with the flu season and RSV season and all the other viruses.
Yeah, no, look, definitely. I think we were talking off air. I think last year I had a tough year with regards to these viruses and germs that were all over the place. How can we tell the difference between, because you said all is kind of they mix in together. Is there a clear difference between having COVID and having the normal flu?
So the normal flu is generally a bit of a milder symptom profile. So you'll still get your body aches, your cough, your sniffy nose, sore throat, but it'll just kind of settle down within a few days, sometimes linger on for a week or two. Whereas if you're thinking about COVID and you're thinking about the influenza, it's more of an abrupt onset. So it starts within a few hours. Very quickly. You're getting those high temperatures. You're feeling really run down. I always say everyone looks like they've been hit by a bus, because they literally just look like they've been knocked down. And they feel body aches and everything. And they don't look right within those first 24 hours.
Oh, please knock on wood. Let us have a healthy season, please. That does not sound pleasant at all. We live in a world where we almost like geared towards that instant gratification. We want things to happen now. And the same when you get the flu, right? You feel bad and you're like, I need to feel better right now. So I need to do this and this and this and this. What's the point here? Is there a way that we can kind of speed up the process? How do we get over the flu? Or really is it just a time of, okay, well, I have the flu, let's accept it and let it run its course?
So the big thing is, when you're starting to feel like you're getting the flu symptoms, first thing you should be doing is slowing down. Bed rest, hydrating up, start with your basic over-the-counter medications that you know works already. And it's just literally hydrating and resting up. But if you're finding it's actually progressing quite fast and you're prone to getting more of the serious illnesses, or you know you've got a chronic condition, then actually come through to go and get seen by your doctor, because there is an antiviral medication we can actually prescribe.
Really?
And if we can prescribe that within the first 24 to 48 hours, it'll decrease the duration of the illness and can kind of decrease the seriousness
Gives you a
of it.
buffer.
Yeah.
very
So,
good.
but there's only specific cases that we are kind of prescribing it for. We don't want to be throwing it out like Smarties as well, when we know that bed rest and hydration can actually.
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, you got to allow your body to fight this, because this is also how you get stronger.
Yes, yes.
What should you not do when you have the flu?
So not do is run around and carry on like you're kind of normal. You need to try and isolate yourself away from everyone else, because you do need to protect
Because it's
everyone else
infectious,
against it, and it is contagious. And you need to allow yourself time to rest. So the big thing is just try and kind of slow down, take time off from work, and actually just rest up and isolate away from everyone.
Fantastic. All right, so flu shots out there, ladies and gentlemen. It's in your best interest to go and get that. I got to ask also, how do you naturally kind of support? What other ways are there to really make sure that you are strong in terms of your immune system? We know vitamins are a great one. Yes, the flu shot, but what else can we do in terms of our lifestyle?
So from a lifestyle point of view, I like to always think about A to E. So manage your anxiety and your coping stresses. So
Because we know stress and the
Stress,
impact. We
exactly.
actually don't know the impact because we
No.
don't feel it. Yeah.
And mental health, that's always a big thing. B is bedtime routine. So we always promote that for the kids, but you need a good night's rest.
Yeah.
And then especially over winter, I say increase your vitamin C's and D's. Okay, D is one of those vitamins we always forget about. But also don't forget to exercise. Get outdoors, get exposed to the sun, air, get out and breathe that fresh air. That'll definitely help to boost up your natural immunity.
Yeah, absolutely. I know exercise is absolute key when it comes to supporting the immune system as well. Thank you very much, Dr. Nisa. Appreciate all the advice and the insight, and may you have a fantastic winter season.
Thank you so
Right.
much.
In a good way of not
In a
seeing
good way.
patients.
Yeah,
That is it, our health discussion this morning. So continue connecting with us on social media. What do you think about the flu vaccine? Is it for you? What do you do to keep yourself healthy going into the winter months?